Now, what about the lingo? What are some terms or some phrases one might hear in the city of Detroit right about now?
What up, though? For sure, that's...
What up, what it do, that's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, though? What's happening, what up, what it do, that's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, though? What up, what up, though? What up, though? What up, though?
What up, though, everybody? It's your girl, Jess G. Unfortunately, we are not back with a new episode of the What Up, Though podcast. However, a couple weeks ago, we were on I Am Hype's podcast. This was our first feature on someone else's podcast. So I got that clip for y'all. He called himself the drive-through podcaster, coming out of Philly, and he does 30-minute podcast episodes where you come in, talk about one topic, and it's over and done with. So if you haven't checked him out already, make sure y'all hit him up on Instagram, Twitter, all his socials. I Am Hype. I'll make sure I tag him in the bio. And I know we touched on this a little bit before, talking about what we bring to the table, but we touch on some things we hadn't discussed previously, and then he gets into what he brings to the table as a husband, and we pretty much just chop it up from there. So again, make sure y'all following us on all social platforms. What Up Though Pod on Instagram, Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Greer Diddy. And what up, though? Hope you enjoy.
Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hank. This is episode, my bad, y'all. I be fucking these numbers up. The numbers get fucked up because I be having them in the can already. But this is episode 25. Got a lot going on. As always, you got to slow down in the beginning to get these all out. Mondays, the X Squad affiliates, 2 o'clock. You find me on there. GFT Radio Network, Tuesdays, 2 o'clock. I'm there. Thursdays, WTNUphilly.com, 12:30. And now, Fridays on the I Say Podcast Network, 10 a.m., South Carolina, North Carolina. You find me there. Got more shit I'm working on, but, until it's official, we don't make no announcements. Special guest in the building for this episode. I've been trying to get these niggas on for a couple of weeks now. Introduce yourself to the audience.
It's What Up, Though? What's the podcast? What Up, Though? I'm Tashi.
I'm Aja. And I'm Jess G.
Your girl, Jess G.
G.
I've been trying to get these niggas on for a couple of weeks.
We finally worked it out.
I don't know. As I'm saying, real life getting away sometime. Mm-hmm. Schedules conflict, you know what I'm saying? We've been trying to make this thing happen. But I got a couple of things for y'all from y'all episodes that I was listening to.
I'm scared.
Fear is a good thing.
I'm ready for it to come back at us.
Right. Because it does all the time.
To start this off, though, you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I Am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Ladies, tell the audience where to follow y'all at.
You can follow me on Instagram
Don't get scared,
and Twitter and Snapchat at Greer Diddy. And, of course, follow the podcast at What Up Though Pod on Instagram and on Facebook.
And we all tagged in the What Up Though bio.
Copy that. All right, so this came from the ladies' podcast. This is episode 48 of the What Up Though podcast. I told y'all, as soon as I seen your name, I said, oh, yeah, y'all definitely from Detroit. As soon as I seen your name. All right, so y'all was talking relationships, and what is you expecting out of a man to come to you? Because y'all was talking about getting along the lines of marriage. So y'all was saying, like, what are the expectations, and these are the goals that the man is required to meet? So this is turned into a topic now. What do you do to match the goals, to match the standards that you have for your significant other? What is it that you're bringing? So you say, I want him to have X, Y, and Z, but what do you bring that matches that? Because y'all didn't talk about what y'all brought. Y'all just talk about he need to have $12 million in the bank. He need to have 12 inches.
I say
like,
9.
Y'all went through all of that, but y'all ain't say nothing about like what y'all was doing. So let's dive into that, ladies.
So I feel like you asking what we bring to the table. You're on some Kevin Samuels a little bit. But I would say
I ain't gonna hold you. My brother told me about Kevin Samuels' situation. Shout out to Board, but he still ain't sent me the link, so I'm still not hip to the situation.
Oh, I'll send you some links.
Tashi hate him.
There you go.
But I feel like
you tilted, you got your hands balled up.
I can't stand this man. And sometimes he be on it. Sometimes he says shit that makes sense, but his delivery is so fucking trash. Oh, it's so horrible. But yeah, okay.
Who going first?
Look, you can go first. I think you're the most
You going
husband
first?
ready.
You was ready to go. Let's go. Let's get you on camera
so
too.
I feel like what I bring to what more people say they looking for bringing to the table, it's not necessarily anybody can say like, oh, I'm working in my career, or oh, I have X amount of money. But at the end of the day, what I'm bringing to the table is, for one, a friend. I'm a great friend. Ask about me.
Thanks.
I'm bringing companionship. I'm bringing loyalty. I'm bringing honesty. And I'm bringing those things that aren't tangible. Yeah, we talk about we want a nigga with a big dick and have a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I've had that and I'm still single. So those things are all good surface level things. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for a lifelong partner. And sometimes tangible things do help. Don't get me wrong. If I ain't got to work, I ain't going to work. But when it comes down to the baseline, that's what I'm bringing to the table.
All right, so question for you now, since you said that this is the things that you're bringing to the table. Now, what is it that you're expecting the man to bring?
The same exact thing. The same
so
thing that I'm bringing.
If y'all both bring the same thing, then how do y'all help each other?
I mean, I don't think that loyalty, honesty, and communication are things that someone should lack in a relationship.
I think those are bare minimum.
It's really bare minimum things that you bring into the table that honestly women aren't getting right now. We're not getting men that communicate effectively. Niggas lie, so they're not being honest. And they're not bringing those bare minimum things. So unfortunately, you got to say, I'm able to bring these bare minimum things. Can you match that?
Ask me that when it's my time.
It's your time.
Hold up. You next, but I'm gonna throw this in there first. Niggas lie, men don't. Stop talking to niggas and look for a man. You gotta be in a man situation to find a man, and not in a nigga situation to find a nigga.
Ooh, baby, he finna gather the fuck out of us.
Go ahead now. You was ready?
Okay, so first and foremost, let me say that I'm here to learn, because I didn't ask for none of this. I'm here to learn. And also, I'm not necessarily ready for a husband completely. But if I had to say what I bring to the table, I'm 110% dedicated to anything that I say I'm going to do. I'm a hard worker. I get shit done. I'm a great listener. I think that I'm a wonderful partner in all aspects. Support is there. The love is definitely going to be there. But you asked her if she wants the man to match everything that she brings, then where's the balance? I feel like a man has to, I'm a little rough around the edges. Like the other day I was walking around the house and I'm like, I have this grace to me. And my daddy was like, you're not graceful at all. And I'm like, damn. And he like,
Shouts out to Pops.
Ain't nobody gonna humble you like your daddy. Listen, I'm looking at him like, bro, are you serious? Bro. He like, you got this roughness to you, but you don't play no games. Like, and I'm like, damn, okay, he right. Like, I can't be like wonderful and pancakes with powder and butter, but nigga, we gonna eat. So I need my significant other to bring me a certain love and like companionship, so I can really be a lady to him, so I can soften up. So we gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get shit done, but I need him to love me, if that makes sense.
All right, so look, now this is one for you now. One, let's keep it a bean here on the How to Hustle podcast. We don't keep shit 90.
Okay, come on.
If everything that you was doing was like you was the perfect girlfriend, then somebody would have been like, oh no, I can't let this go. Yeah, I got some BS with me, but she's the perfect girlfriend, so I can't fuck that up.
You would think men would think like that, but that's not always the case.
Again,
some men aren't ready.
But again, that's a man's thinking. Are we talking men or are we talking niggas? Because niggas can be anybody. Niggas are just people of ignorance. That's not necessarily all black people.
So
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't had a boyfriend, and I think that I stated that when I first started talking. Like, I'm not ready for a relationship, and I'm aware of that. So I'm not necessarily looking for anything right now. Like, I may have fun, and I know for a fact that I have fun, and I play, and then I go into hiding. I disappear because I'm not ready. I got enough going on. That's why I'm here to learn. So
just so we know, nothing else.
One thing. That's one thing I respect though that you said from the rip is I know I ain't ready. And if you ain't ready and you got too much play in you, then by all means continue to play because it's fun to play. Once you get into these serious, like I'm 5 years, this shit ain't as fun as playing with. It's like, I love her to death. I'll die for her and my kids any day of the week, but it ain't as fun as playing.
Yeah. No, y'all got it.
But yeah, like it's very, very important to recognize like I ain't ready for that shit. So if you ain't ready for that shit, then don't even put yourself in that type of situation. Like you have to. Sometimes you got to walk away from people where it's like, oh, no, I'm gonna fuck you all up, and you are too good for me to do that to you right now.
Exactly.
So let me just delete you and block you and get you the hell away from me.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily that I want to play. It's things that I feel like I need to have in order for me to be the best me I can be in a relationship, period. I want my finances together. Me specifically myself, I want to own my own house or condo or anything before I get committed. I'm also the youngest. I'm 26. So it's a lot of things that I want to do before I settle.
This is another thing though that I will say. Like you said, you got that I ain't looking to settle down in you yet. At the same time, you're saying that to me it sounds like you more so than took the lead in your relationships and you looking for a dude to come in and take the lead. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But if you got your own house and all that, when you meet this nigga, don't then throw it in his face that, well, I had my own house when I met you.
It's not even, but see, the thing is, and that comes from childhood traumas and what I've seen other people go through. Me having my own is something that I need to do for me because it's only me. Now, if I meet somebody and we end up being together, we can, and I own my place, we can rent it out. That's another form of asset for us. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily have to throw it in his face, but I need to come to the table with my own shit. That's just me and how I feel about it.
Nah, I get exactly what you're saying. It's like you said, you're the youngest, and you want to make sure that you establish before you try to establish something with somebody else. That was me. And
I don't want him to even come in and just take the lead. I do kind of want some of the pressure taken off of me. I don't mind doing things by myself and for myself because I'm a firm believer in if you want something done right, do it yourself. I understand that may be a trauma too because everybody doesn't agree with that, but that's just how I operate. If it's a problem, pray about it. But
girl, me and you, we are here.
I need to have shit done. I need shit done a certain kind of way because that's just what I need. It's really about me right now, and that's why I'm not ready.
All right, come on. You've been quiet over here now.
I'm thinking.
You think?
I'm thinking. I definitely, I can't say that I'm ready to be in something serious either, but I'm still doing a whole lot of work on myself. And every sense of the way I'm really trying to figure out what it is. I have, like, when it comes to bringing shit to the table, I know that I can be a good partner, but I feel like I need to know that it's possible for me to, like, be friends with somebody. Like, I've had a lot of traumatic experiences with men, and I have a lot of issues realizing that it's possible for me to, like, be friends with somebody and actually have a healthy relationship. So as far as what I can bring to the table, it's hard for me to say because I've never been able, I don't know what I'm willing to give to a partner. Like, I would have to really see something. But, I mean, I'm a great fucking mom. I'm a great time. I'm hilarious. I can cook. I take care of me and my kid. I get anything that I need done. I'm going to make sure that you're healthy and maintain mentally, physically, and every other way that there is. I can be great to you, but I really need to see. I don't think I've ever really seen it fully reciprocated. And I don't know, I get like into what is it that I'm willing to give for what I'm getting. But that's also what I'm attracting. And I can call that on myself because I know sometimes I put up with some bullshit, but like I said, I'm working on myself. I'm a work in progress.
All right, see, again, I love the self-honesty. The most important evaluation is the one that you make in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You can't look in the mirror and see this 5-star nigga or this 5-star chick and be like, yeah, I'm perfect, and it's everybody else that's the fucking problem.
Right?
Yeah, don't work like that. If you can't honestly look and say, like, me personally, like I talked about this on a couple of episodes ago, like, I got trust issues like a motherfucker.
Man.
Like, it's hard for me to depend on somebody else. Like, you said you paid the gas bill, but did you really pay that motherfucker? Because I never came from a situation where the gas was off.
I was about to say, because I don't want that bitch to be off. That's
what I'm saying. I don't want to come in here hit the light switch and that joint just is flimsy. Like, but yeah, if you gonna be in something, like I said, I've been 5 years married and we've been talking for 2006. So you can't half do it. Right. Like, once you go in with somebody, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna hold back this other 20% because I don't know if I can trust the nigga or not. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to be willing to go all the way.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now. I don't trust shit.
And if you feel like this, again, you don't marry a nigga, you marry a man. Mm-hmm. You look for somebody to be a good example for your kids, because we know if you listen to the What Up Though podcast, the kids is busting in the room at some point. Shouts out to the kids.
Yeah, shout out to the kids.
You need somebody to be like, something for them to look up to, something for them to aspire to be like. You can't be like, oh no, I don't want this nigga to be like DeAndre. DeAndre ain't really shit, but
not DeAndre.
At least he keep the lights on.
And if it wasn't for my baby, honestly, I'd probably be out here in these streets for the rest of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. She was a guy thing to me. I'd be out here fucking playing. Like, playing is fun. It's all fun and games to me. But now that we're talking about this,
if I ain't no kids and a wife, I'd had to Rona 12 times. Shit, flights to Miami was $11.
Man,
I'd had a residence down there.
I wanted to ask you, because we podcasters too. But I wanted to ask you, so when do you feel like you mentally or consciously made the decision to be like, okay, this is my person, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? Because I think that's what, and for all of us being single women with careers and businesses and things like that, you have mentioned like, well, if you already have all these things, where did the man come into play? But you can't necessarily not move on with your life, because we all have goals to just be like, oh, well, I'm gonna wait for my better half. But when did you feel like you made the transition in your brain to be like, yeah, I'm gonna settle down with this person and we gonna build a family and a legacy together?
It's a mindset. Like I said, man, I was talking shit since 2006, so I was like 19, I think, when we started talking. Mm-hmm. Shit, I'm 34, so it took me till 28, 29. I always said, like, I'll probably get married when I'm like 40. That way I get all the play out my system. But having my oldest daughter having a child should change your whole perspective on life. Because you now realize that your life ain't about you no more. It's about this child. They didn't ask to be here. They don't know how to do anything without you shaping them, molding them, and helping them along. So it becomes a situation where I can't have myself in a situation where I'm in a house with kids that ain't mine, and my kids is down the street somewhere getting raised by another nigga. Mm-hmm. So it's like, one, okay, this is the woman that I had a child with. Me and her already have a great relationship. Like you said, you got to get the play out your system, because if you still got any of that play in you, you're going to fuck up your situation. So it was like, I don't want her to run into her at the mall with somebody else.
With my kids.
I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. With or without my kid. Mm-hmm. Not even to make it all about my daughter.
Right.
Like, I don't want to run into her at the Cinnabon at the mall and she's over here with this dude. Like, because we're going to have issues now.
I am not at the damn Cinnabon. Oh, that's a fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. What? You ain't
fucked up the whole experience.
Then left the Cinnabon on
left to right.
Don't even want it no more.
I ain't even hungry.
Nah, now every time you go to Cinnabon, you're going to be
you training.
Over here with
Man, I go to Auntie Annie's. Fuck that. Every time I go to Cinnabon,
Auntie Annie's, yeah, let me get the cinnamon pretzel now. But yeah, like, it's more so one of those things. Is like, you look at your life and you got a big picture of it and be like, one, if something happens to me, if I end up sick, injured, or whatever, is this person gonna wipe my ass? Is this person gonna take care of me at all costs? And if the answer is yes, I need this person to go pick up these prescriptions once I'm crumbled and all of that. Like, these answers are all yes, and you don't want to live without this motherfucker. Like, let's just keep that a B. Then that's how you get there. If you still got any questions or doubt about it, don't do it. That's all I ever tell somebody. Now, to answer the question for myself, though, what am I bringing to the table? Personally,
Because I was going to ask.
I'm one of them.
Right.
Oh, no. I always, you don't just throw the questions out.
He
You
said,
don't
I
put the heat on everybody else.
reciprocate.
Oh, no, you don't put the heat on everybody and be scared to sweat. No, I ain't that boy at all.
Say it. Preach, preacher. Kurt Franklin voice.
It's like I'm an old school type of dude, where it's like, if things was the way I wanted it, my wife wouldn't work. Like, if she worked, that would be like her own, like, that would be a plus for the whole situation. But it's like, I don't want your money. I'm never looking for you to pay for anything. I'm never looking for you to buy any fucking thing. That's not what I need. Like, I need somebody to make the house a home. I need somebody to keep these dishes clean and to keep these clothes washed and these kids from running in the goddamn room. Like, I don't need somebody to help me go half on the car note or whatever. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. So I'm more so looking for, like I said, I was looking for a mom figure for my kids and somebody to run the household as far as the day-to-day operations go. Like, I don't want to be sitting there doing homework and shit. Now, if I got to, I mean, that's my kids or whatever, you know, it is what it is. She's at work or whatever, but I'm not looking to do this shit. Like, I go to work I work damn near doubles damn near every day. And that's with podcasting on the side. And like I told you, shit, sometimes I got 3, 4, 5 episodes of recording a day. Like, so I can't be trying to chase y'all down the steps and wipe this one's face and all of that. Like, I need a wife to handle that for me, which is what I got. Shouts out to my wife. Hey, boo, I know you listening.
Shout out to you, boo.
Hey, wife.
Right.
Shout out to you.
All right, so now, let's switch things up here. Anybody got anything to say about what I just said? Or is we just preaching the gospel over here at the How to Hustle Podcast behind?
No, we got that 100%.
No.
Yeah. Amen.
Copy that. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about y'all. The What Up Doe podcast. How long we been doing the What Up Doe podcast?
We have, in November, it'll be 2 years since I started the What Up Doe podcast. It really just, honestly, I can say I would have never thought it would have even gotten to this point. I had started a job and it was a desk job. I had nothing to do. And my friend was like, oh, I listen to podcasts. And then I just started having a vision for a podcast. And I'm not going to say it was a dream. I had no idea what the name would be, the concept, nothing. And I was just like, well, what's something that applies to everybody where I'm from? And that's just kind of where What Up Doe came from. My dad says What Up Doe, and he like almost 60.
Period.
And this was Jess's vision. This was her original vision. We just coming on. But she was...
I ain't even gonna hold you. This is something I just... Shouts out to Detroit. Detroit is becoming like a hub for me. Y'all are like the 3rd, 4th people from Detroit that I had on now. So, you know, shouts out to the D. What up, though?
What up,
though? Go ahead.
But we, so basically it just started an idea that I had, and I just started writing down topics and segments, and I was trying to get other people that kind of mentioned that they said they wanted to be on a podcast, and none of them really fell through. So really up until the past couple months, I was completely guest driven. Which, as you know, can be exhausting when you're fully guest driven. And it would just be panel discussions. It would just be panel discussions with women, men. I've even had high schoolers on here of just everyday life topics. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and they, I don't want to say they're out of touch with reality sometimes, but when you have people that got 30,000 followers and Gucci and Fendi down every day, and you trying to talk about current events, it's like your perspective is tainted. So I like the fact that we have people come on and just discuss amongst ourselves real life situations. We probably give too much about our personal selves and what we think and how we feel on topics. And it's just, you know, friends sitting at a kitchen table, kicking it, talking about what they did this week, who pissed them off, and touch in on relationships and businesses and really whatever we feel like talking about that week. Sometimes we don't know what we're talking about until we press record, and then it just ends up turning up to be a great episode.
All right, since you answered the first one, we're gonna throw this one in the air. One of y'all got to catch this.
All right.
What is something that you're looking to accomplish with the podcast that you haven't already?
We trying to be rich. I'm just playing.
Hey, if that's what it is, then strive for that shit. That shit ain't hard to do.
That's a piece of it, but I don't think that's the biggest piece of our puzzle. I think we just want to make it bigger than what it was. Like, we've already just has expanded things from where this originally started. Because it started at the kitchen table, but it's bigger than that now. Like, she's gone from being guest driven. She's pulled us on now. She's got merch that is gonna come out soon.
Where's the roll? It's in a box. Where's the merch at?
Look, it's coming soon.
Oh, it ain't ready yet. Y'all kept saying that. I know y'all kept saying that on episode 48.
It's ready. You can look. We can give you a sneak peek of it. It'll be out soon.
I'm talking about let the listeners know when the merch is coming out. Let them know where to get it from.
You want to give them a date?
She ready to be out in a couple weeks now, so you know.
So we'll have the link on the page for sure for where people can get it, but I say within the next week.
I'd say the next. Give me 2 weeks. It'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we still haven't officially announced. Well, it don't really matter now, but announced that she brought on co-hosts and that the merch is out. It was all supposed to be a big thing, but we done had all types of setbacks on getting pictures and the merch, and it's all coming together now. But we just wanted to.
Real life keep getting in the way.
You know,
it's not us. It's the people who's supposed to supply the merch.
Yeah, we've been having some issues.
That's getting in the way.
But I think we just want to kind of organically see where things are gonna go, and I feel like we ain't got nowhere to go but up from here. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. I know it's gonna be bigger than we could imagine.
Okay, last one. Now, what's your favorite episode of the What Up Though podcast? Which episode was that episode?
Man, it's so many.
Our biggest episode is what episode is Trigger?
Whoa! This wasn't for you. This is for us.
Aja, this for you.
I'm gonna say
quiet back there.
I knew what it was gonna be.
I'm gonna say Trigger.
Trigger. Which episode is Trigger? Hold up. Let me get my list together.
Yeah.
Is it 10?
It's episode 10.
Episode 10.
It's a long one. You have to.
I think episode 10 is my favorite. Trigger is my favorite. One, because it made me a star. That's no It made me a star.
2.5 hours, January 8th. I got you.
That was probably I'm the one that's gonna say anything, and I probably need to work on that, but that is also a part of my personality. Like, but I am getting older, so I feel like I should think more before I just start blurting shit out. But the energy was good that day. It was just a good time, and the podcast is always a good time. But I think that was just one of the best times I had recording.
Triggered is really what Trigger was really what set What Up Though off.
Since she brought it up, what triggers you then? Since Triggered is your favorite episode, what triggers you?
What don't trigger her?
No, honestly, like.
Everybody get ready, because this is coming around the table now, so everybody get ready to answer this.
I'm working on my patience. It really don't take much to bother me, but that's on me, and I'm praying about that every day, because it could be something as simple as your socks are too big. Why did you leave that on the edge of the table? Like, it's petty. Like,
socks is too big.
Yeah, like, I don't like, and that's on me. Like, I really do not like a nigga to be wearing socks that's too big, because then the socks,
they be all saggy.
They slide. That pisses me off. Like, why are your socks sliding?
You don't even know what to say.
No, because my joints be tight. I would lift my leg up and all that.
They should be tight. They
can't
should
have
be,
no loose
yeah,
ass
you
ankle
can't have
socks
no
on,
loose ass socks on. That's dingy and I don't like that shit.
On the way.
It's tacky and I don't like it.
All right, well, go ahead now. Who up next? What's your trigger?
I would say what triggers me is I'm impatient too, but what triggers me is like kind of wanting me to be on demand for something or trying to tell me what to do. I don't respond well to that. That triggers me. I had somebody met 2 different people. I talk about how my DMs are crazy on the show all the time. But like people were messaging me and I was out last night and 2 different people was like, oh, don't be quiet now because I didn't respond fast enough. And I'm just like, okay, well now you'll never hear from me again because I don't like the fact that you talking about I need to answer you right now. I just don't like being told what to do. So that's a trigger for me if you're trying to tell me to do something or say that I'm not moving fast enough for your liking. Because I'm going to do the complete opposite. And respond next week.
Right.
Yeah, you beeped the horn at me. I'm definitely moving a lot slower. What the fuck is you beeping this horn at?
Exactly.
I'm taking my time.
Who was you call your horn at?
I'm taking my time now. I can't stand liars. And I've been running into a whole lot of them. I can't stand a liar. Especially, I feel like I'm the most easygoing person, and you can say anything to me, and I'll be cool. But
She gonna justify it.
I really will. I'll give you a reason, because I'm like, you know what, your mental health may not be in the right place right now. I can make a reason for it, but don't fucking lie to me, because if I find out about it, then it's hell, and don't nobody need to pay that kind of hell. It's stupid.
My trigger is just bullshit people. I ain't gonna never tell you I'm gonna do something or be somewhere or nothing like that if I ain't gonna really be able to do it. If I know I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna call you a half hour beforehand because I can already see that I'm gonna be late and say, yo, I ain't gonna make it at 2:30. I'll be there at 2:45 or something.
Right.
I just go have you sitting there. And like, if you give me a legitimate reason, like you said, like we were trying to line up this episode for a couple of weeks, and you said, yo, this one gotta work, she got something to do, we got this going on, say no more, I understand. Don't hit me, we supposed to jump on at 1 and you hit me at 12:59 talking about, oh no, it just such happened. Like, then we got issues.
Yep.
All right, before we close this one out though, ladies, first of all, shout out to y'all. Like I said, I just started listening to y'all a couple weeks ago, and I fucks with y'all. I fucks with y'all chemistry together. Like, I like the way y'all dynamic, goes together. Y'all got... This is one thing I'm gonna tell y'all now. Stop bitching about these kids. Don't show them kids. Stop bitching about these kids every week now.
Listen, these kids just don't need to be in here.
Who trying to babysit the What Up Doe kids?
Right.
I'm about to say now, they down. What you need to be, let's find a sponsorship for the What Up Doe podcast on the babysitting side of things. You know what I'm saying?
So her What Up Doe kid used to be the
happen.
What Up Doe babysitter, but now my What Up Doe kid is too big to be babysat.
Yeah.
She ain't trying to be watched.
trying to sit in a room no more.
Look, shout out to all the What Up Doe TTs.
Okay.
It's a
We
lot
ain't got
of
no kids. We just feed them candy and get the fuck on.
And she just be laughing when they
All I
walk
do
in
is
here
laugh.
being crazy.
And yeah, before we close it out, y'all, like I said, I love y'all chemistry together. I fucks with y'all podcast. And if y'all need me, if it's something I can do to help y'all out, you already know the DMs is open. Just hit me.
Absolutely. We got to get you on the episode, but it's longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to have to...
I mean, see, listen, I'm 4 years into podcasting, and like y'all said, y'all around the table. Yeah, look, I come from around the table with 10 niggas in the basement doing a tomorrow show. So believe me, I know how to manage and how to work all of this out.
Hey.
Let the listeners know where to follow y'all at though before we go, and we gotta get y'all on Twitter too now.
Yeah.
Twitter is so hard.
Girl, you love Twitter.
I
the
do,
Twitter
but
queen.
then I'll be gone for like 3 weeks.
She done had so much of her stuff go viral. She needs to do What Up Doe on Twitter. So it's What is it? What Up Doe Pod on Instagram. Follow us there, and then what are all the other ones? What Up Doe
on Facebook is at What Up Doe Pod too, or you can search Just G and the podcast come up. And everybody, if you go to the podcast page, all of our pages are right in the bio.
And then the link tree gives you all the episodes on all streaming platforms.
All right, y'all. That's episode 25 of the How to Hustle podcast with Hank. Ladies, shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to Detroit. What up, though?
What up, though?
We are